Well, friends, this is it. We are at the end of our book, The Notebook of Doom, Book 2, Day of the Night Crawlers. I gave it a few days between when I posted the last one and when I posted this one because I wanted to give everybody a chance to maybe catch up if they hadn't been able to listen to all of the chapters. So hopefully if you have listened to all the chapters, you're ready to listen to the last two. If you have not listened to all the chapters yet, you might want to go back and listen to them again or listen to them for a first time because it's not always fun to hear the ending of a book without already knowing what happened in the beginning. So here we go. Day of the Night Crawlers. We are up to chapter 15, and it is called Slip of the Tongue. So here we go. The caboose tumbled about, sending the trunk, paper, binoculars, and a saxophone flying off the shelves before stopping with a squish. "Everyone okay?" Alexander asked. Rip and Nicky were on the floor. Mr. Horsley's trunk was upside down, and Coach Gill was tangled up in a hammock. Alexander scrambled to a ladder on the wall. "Quick, to the roof!" The kids climbed to the caboose's rooftop, but instead of seeing the starry night sky, they were greeted by slimy bits of whatever the tunnelfish had eaten for lunch. Here they are. And if you remember from the last chapter, the tunnelfish ate them. So right now they are inside of the tunnelfish with all of these other things that are floating around. There's Coach Gill up there in the hammock. Okay, remember, Mr. Horsley's stuck inside of this trunk here. "Okay, guys," said Alexander. "Any second now, Coach Gill will cut her way out of that hammock. We're surrounded by small, angry tunnelfish, trapped inside the mouth of a giant tunnelfish, and about to be swallowed down into its stomach." There they are. They're standing on top of the caboose. Okay, and here's the rest of the little tunnelfish. The big tunnelfish, you can see his teeth here. The big tunnelfish is eaten. So just like those little fish, they've become his dinner also. "Then I say, let's go down fighting," said Nicky. Rip, for once, smiled at Nicky. "Good," said Alexander, checking his pockets. "What do we have to defend ourselves with?" And there's a little picture here, and it says, "Who has the best weapon?" And let's look at their weapons. So Alexander has a yo-yo. I don't know if that's a good weapon. Rip has a ski pole. Okay, maybe that's a little bit better. And Nicky has a giant feather. I think I'm going to go with Rip. I think he probably has the best weapon. What the answer says, it says, nobody. These are all lousy ways to protect yourself from a fish monster attack. Uh-oh. "Enough!" Coach Gill gurgled. She sprung up on the roof, leveling her sword at Alexander. "You're ruining everything! After all these years, I was about to destroy the SSMP!" "The railroad?" asked Alexander. "No, shrimp brain. SSMP stands for Super Secret Monster Patrol." "So that's what it stands for," said Alexander. Coach Gill groaned. "And now I'm stuck in a stupid fish's mouth. I'll never get Horsley." She removed her mask and cut away her armor. Oh, so we're finally going to get to see what Coach Gill really is. I have a feeling, I don't know, I think she's probably not a human. That's my guess. Alexander's jaw dropped. "You're a tunnelfish?" he said. "Don't insult me," said Coach Gill. "Tunnelfish are beasts. They obey me. I'm a fish kebab." The kids took a step back. Coach Gill raised her blade and pop! She snapped it onto a little opening on her face. Alexander Buck, defend yourself! Coach Gill lunged at Alexander, nose first. Clack! Rip blocked her attack with his ski pole. Good save, Rip, yelled Alexander. There you can see, there's who Coach Gill was. She's a fish, but she's a fish kebab. Rip grinned. Stand back, guys. I got this. Coach Gill took a jab at Rip. I can't believe I'm fencing with a monster, Rip said, blocking another thrust. We're not fencing, said Coach Gill. We're sword fighting. Rip let out a battle cry and charged at the fish kebab. She stepped aside. Rip crashed into his friends, and they all fell off the caboose. They landed on a giant, bumpy, green tongue surrounded by growling tunnelfish. Oh boy. I don't know if it's better to be up here or to be down here. Both of those don't look very promising. Coach Gill looked down from the roof and laughed. Then she whistled to the small, angry tunnelfish. Dinner time, my little chums! Alexander, Rip, and Nicky stood back to back to back as the small, angry tunnelfish closed in. Suddenly, Alexander felt his socks getting wet. The giant fish's mouth was filling with a murky fluid. Gross, said Rip. It's only fish spit, said Nicky. The small, angry tunnelfish stopped advancing and looked up at Coach Gill. Keep going, she commanded them. Eat them! Eat! The ground buckled. The giant tunnelfish mashed its tongue against the roof of its mouth, squeezing the children and knocking Coach Gill off the caboose. The tunnelfish crowded around Coach Gill, whimpering. Alexander got to his knees. Look, they're afraid. Afraid of what? Asked Nicky. A wave of slobber flooded the giant fish mouth. Oh, I wonder what the fish is going to do. They're afraid of getting swallowed down into the giant fish's belly, yelled Alexander. The fish is filling up its mouth because it's getting ready to swallow its dinner. And they are all dinner right now, stuck in the fish's mouth. Chapter 16 is just called Blarf. What do we do? Rip gasped. Alexander looked at the yo-yo in his hand. It's awesome to flossum. Remember his dad said that? He gave the yo-yo a hard spin outward and clunk! Yanked down, wedging it in between two giant teeth. Grab on, Alexander cried. He held fast to the yo-yo as Rip and Nicky hugged his legs. The fish gulped down its mouthful, washing Coach Gill and the small, angry tunnelfish down its throat. The kids and the caboose stayed put. Holy mackerel, said Alexander. It worked. We're lucky your dad's a dentist, said Nicky. Rip wiped slime off his face. Okay, he said. We didn't get swallowed, but we're still stuck in a fish mouth. Here's Alexander using his yo-yo. And here they are holding on as everybody else is going down the mouth of the fish. That was quick thinking for Alexander. Oh, yeah, said Nicky. Watch this. She wiggled the giant feather on the fish's tongue. The tongue quivered for a second, Then, blah! The giant fish spewed the kids and the caboose out onto dry land. Then it tunneled back into the ground. If the notebook's right, that giant tunnelfish should sleep for 99 years now, said Alexander. I'm pretty sure eating Coach Gill and all of the other tunnelfish count as a big meal. The kids looked around. They were in the middle of a forest. I don't want to show you this page, so I'm going to fold it. Here you can see. That's a big fish. Whew. Hey, said Rip, we're in Gobbler's Woods. Look, Salamander, that's your house. Mr. Horsley climbed down from the caboose. First it was balloon goons, he moaned. Then the worms, the tunnelfish, and a phone threat from a fish kebab. I can't take it anymore. I quit. Quit what? Nicky asked. The Super Secret Monster Patrol, said Mr. Horsley. Congratulations. You kids are in charge now. You've already got the notebook, and here's your headquarters. He nodded toward the drool-covered caboose. Oh, you'll need this, he added. He handed Alexander a ripped sheet of notebook paper. And I bet it is the first page. Remember how the first page was ripped out? I bet this might be it. But wait, said Alexander. What about? Asked Rip. Where began Nicky. Tut, said Mr. Horsley. I'm dizzy, cold, and up past my bedtime. Good luck battling the next monster, leap year boy. He looked into Alexander's eyes and then staggered away. Alexander held up the paper. It's the missing page from the notebook. Here it is. It says official SSMP oath. So this is something you would say if you wanted to be one of the SSMP members. Here's what it says. Raise your left hand and repeat. It says, by moonlight if you can stay up late enough. When googly-eyed monsters all covered in ooze start swallowing school children whole, I swear that I'll fight them and try not to lose by joining this secret patrol. An oath? Asked Nicky. Should we all swear to it? Yes, said Alexander. He held up his left hand. Sturmont is counting on us. The three slimy friends recited the oath. Then Alexander completed his first official task as leader of the Super Secret Monster Patrol. He added another monster to the notebook, and I bet you know what monster it is. Here they are, all saying the oath together. They're all slimy from being in the fish's mouth. And here you go. He has added fish kebab. It says a scary monster with a sword for a nose. Let's see what he said about it. It says habitat, hospital laundry rooms, and he put question mark because they're not really sure. Diet, tuna salad from the smell of things. Behavior, fish kebabs are master fencers. They can unscrew their sword noses to disguise themselves as real people. Warning, don't fight a fish kebab unless you've had more than one fencing lesson. And it says, shh, silence. Fish kebabs are bossy, especially to tunnel fish. Here it is, the fish kebab. And guess what? That is the end of our story. So now we know what SSMP stands for. Now we know Nicky a little bit better because we didn't get to know her much in the first story. Now we know a little bit more about Mr. Horsley, and we know that he was the original leader of the SSMP, but he's ready to retire and he's ready to hand it on to these next set of kids because he said he's had a little bit too much excitement. So I hope you enjoyed The Notebook of Doom, Book 2, Day of the Night Crawlers. And if you like this one, there's a whole bunch more after this that you can find at your local library or you can order online. All right, friends, I'll see you later.